I always wanted to be a teacher. I always knew that I wanted to go into business.
I did want to be a teacher, and I did do that.
I always wanted to do international affairs.
I started college as a dance major.
I always dreamed of being a dancer.
I actually thought I was going to go to the Olympics.
I really enjoy marketing and all the aspects of it.
When I was younger, I actually wanted to be a biologist.
When I was young, women did not have a lot of choices of what they could be.
I always knew that I wanted to go into business. I just knew that it was going to be difficult because I was a female.
When I was a little girl, they came into our classrooms, the Blue Angels came into our classrooms, and they lined up and everybody got to try on their gear. And I was like, I want to be a fighter pilot. And they were like, we don't let girls be fighter pilots.
Women weren't doctors, women weren't engineers, women weren't scientists, women were teachers, nurses, secretaries.
We had a garden. I was the oldest sibling, so I normally kind of led the game or the activity that we played in the garden. And my name was not Marcia, it was Marshall, because a woman couldn't own a business. And in order for me to have a business and to play in the garden and to be able to run things, I was Marshall.
My name is Sydney Sides, and I am our event coordinator here at the CIE. Working at the CIE has given me a voice in business, definitely. Whether you're a woman or a man, you're given a spot here.
I'm the secretary of the UNCW Dance Company, and that is so much fun for me. I love dance, and it's really one of my passions. I'm just so thankful that I am growing up now in this time period. We're having this big meeting, and I realized looking at the table that there was more women sitting at the table than men. And that's just really encouraging to me to be in that type of environment where women are so well supported.
I think the CIE is a really comfortable place, and it's low pressure. There's a lot of interaction among the women entrepreneurs here. There's a sense of support. Our services are very supportive.
It's nice to have a balance, male, female, older, younger. If you have all of the same people in the same room, how are we really growing? And you would think that it would get so much easier. I still ran into a lot of challenges all through the workplace. When I was superintendent, I actually had a bus driver come in and sit down with me right after I was hired and said that he couldn't work for a female. And I asked him why. And he said that it was in the Bible, that a man leads and that a woman follows.
Some businessmen that I've worked with in the past have made me feel a little bit like I'm not as powerful as them or that my voice isn't as important.
I used to be a waitress at a cafe in Germany, and it was so discouraging to me because I a lot of times just felt like I was objectified the whole time I was working, and that they didn't appreciate the things I was doing to give them good customer service. It was rather just the way I looked and commenting on that, and it was really disrespectful to me.
I'm kind of in a unique situation, mainly because I'm also a military spouse. I do have a son who is 6 years old, and there's been times where I was going to get my MBA, working full-time, taking care of my son, and my husband was deployed. So to say that it's a juggling act is probably an understatement.
I actually did 4 shows while pregnant. Theater's like the third job, right? And that's kind of my release and outlet, but I'm still working 8 to 5. Yeah, it just got harder the bigger I got, while also still trying to get my master's degree and doing class too. So having to figure out how to balance my day job, my part-time job, my theater outlet, while still taking care of myself and the baby that I was carrying, while also being a stepmother and a wife. So it's very difficult to try to balance all of those things at the same time.
When you think about the types of decisions that you make as a woman, as a mom, as a person who loves her job, you're always feeling guilt, especially in this day and age where, you know, women kind of have to do everything, whether it's being the perfect mom or just trying to keep up with everyone else's business status quo. You have to be the best in both positions just to make sure that you're successful and that you feel good every night when you go to sleep.
Well, I have 3 sons. I would not recommend that women wait on having children just because they've got a career. I mean, women can have children and have a career and have a family all at the same time.
I think if you can imagine what your life is going to be like and what you want it to be like, you can find women that have been extremely successful and they have had families. I've worked with women entrepreneurs that have 5 and 6 children.
You can do whatever you want to do, but you need to believe in yourself and you need to really want to make it happen. You need to stay true to your passion.
If you're really committed, don't take no for an answer. Like, you can figure it out if you want it bad enough.
You can't have a say in anything and you can't make any decisions if you're not assertive. If you're too scared to have an opinion or if you're too scared to hold your ground, you'll never get anywhere and you'll always be pushed back.
One of the first things that we have to do, and this is something a challenge to us as females, and that we have to be better networkers and supportive of other females.
It's really important to nurture other women that are beneath you, beside you, and above you, and stop competing against each other because that will get us nowhere.